up to it, ladies. How do you handle it?
One at a time. One at a time. Every day is a new day. You know? Yes, so one at a time. Every day is a new day. You take it as it comes. You can't be angry.
People ask me where I get all my energy from. From the stage to the studio and to my desk. I am the energy god. And you can be one too.
You're listening to Asake Live, the Afrobeats podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to a brand new edition of Asake Live, the official Afrobeats podcast, live at the Afri Media Studios here in London. You can please pass the water across. As always, we appreciate the support, subscriptions, likes, comments. Keep those numbers going up. The bigger we get, the better we'll be in position to promote our own people without waiting for others to support us. Big shout out to everybody supporting the movement. This is brought to you by the Energy God Energy Drink. Drink and be yourself. Stay energized as always. And I am an iconic distro. Check that out. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very important and special interview. This is a personal request of mine. Has gone back years and years. This artist is one of my personal favorite musicians in the world, and also one of my personal favorite human beings. A goat of African music and African culture. The lion from the east of Nigeria. Representing 042 Enugu via Anambra. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the king. Flavour Nabanya! Hey! My brother, the room come full as you enter the place.
Yes, sir.
Listen, bro, I'm so honored to have you here. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you, bro.
For a variety of reasons. One, to celebrate everything that is Flavour Nabanya.
Yeah.
Because I don't think, personally, that you get the credit that you deserve for our music, our culture, the way you stayed true, not only to the sound, but stayed true to everything else that's African for a long time. I'm talking a minimum 8 albums deep, minimum. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of music.
Yeah.
People tend to move away from the source, the sound, especially having been in that long. For you, welcome. Talk to me about just your pride in being an ambassador of African culture and music.
Well, I think it's something I was born to do. That's the first, go for it. I've always wanted to be a musician. I've always wanted to make my mark, let my voice be heard, And then the way I do it it will now all boil down to the work, because it's a lot of work to put in.
Absolutely.
So I know I have a lot of work to do. And,
One thing I ask a lot of musicians, we ask all musicians, like, who inspired you? Because the sound is almost possible to trace most musicians and their sound and their style somewhere. Yours is, I don't even know what DNA is you pull together. So you growing up and becoming who you become now, whose music and sound would you say you really pulled from before making your own unique style?
I listened to a lot of musicians. I played with a lot of musicians as well. Very good ones, talented ones. But in terms of inspiration, I would say inspired me.
Talk that talk!
It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. When you listen to some great musicians and you say, okay, there's a lot you can take from them.
Yep.
There's a lot you can learn from their music, But in terms of being who you are or being who I am, if I'm talking about me,
Yeah.
I would say then after listening to all that and learning a lot from it, now it's now time for me to now, okay, how do I want to present myself?
Yeah.
And be different. But at the same time, staying true to your sound and culture and all that. So it goes with a lot of thinking, from my own side of it. A lot of hard work, a lot of staying true to yourself, being real and not
Being real.
yeah, and trying to be disturbed or disorganized or distracted with the noise around,
And there's a
'cause-
lot of noise.
yeah, and then also you see guys come, guys go, but barracks still did.
Now, Enugu is a very important, the East in general is a very important part of you.
Yeah,
And no matter where you've traveled in the world, you've been everywhere. You've made music with so many people. But you still carry that, like, once Flavour appears or an image of Flavour appears, I feel like if you're from the East, it's almost like you represent, say, our own land.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your roots, growing up in the East. What was it like? Why does it mean so much for you to still carry that flag around everywhere you go?
yeah. Growing up, from the East is like a blessing. I would say is a blessing for me because imagine maybe I'm Igbo. Imagine I'm Igbo and then I was born in Lagos. There's a lot I will lose out in terms of, I'm not discrediting any, but I'm just saying for what it is.
For the art that you make.
So because you want to know what your culture is about and not just knowing, you want to see.
You want to be part of it.
Yeah, want to be part of it. You just not just maybe what your parents are teaching you, because if I was born in Lagos, it would be like maybe my parents teach me this is what your culture is like and all, and then I go out there and it's a different thing. So I'm trying to, most especially at that young age. But being born in Enugu, I'm from Anambra, but I was born in Enugu. Yeah, being born in Enugu is like the East Central, So being born there, it just opens you up generally to what the culture is about, And then in Enugu as well is not a lot of music going on, like entertainment in general, because the entertainment city in Nigeria is like Lagos. That's what it is. But in Enugu is a bit, is not as as it is in Lagos. But at the same time, you have the talent, and Enugu is also a cool city. It's not a rough city. There's no rush. Whatever you have to do in Enugu, you have to take it easy. You have to take your time because nobody's even rushing you. Nobody's rushing you. You're just, you just have to take it easy. If you bring that ginger, I want to blow today. I want this to happen. They are not in a rush.
That level.
No, they are not. They are just looking at you. Okay. And Enugu is also a real city, like in the terms of the people there, they are real. Cannot deceive them with maybe the way you dress. If you say you're a musician, they want to hear you. The moment you're so dressed, first of all, they are looking at you. Who be this? You want to confuse us with
shine.
Yeah. Unlike Lagos, they just want let's see the package.
Let's see the star first. The celebrity.
But Enugu is more about substance. Show us, sing. You never do anything, sing, oh boy, no be to dress, that kind of thing. So, but then me growing up there, first of all, I started out from I started out with the church.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the church. I have a very good, strong church background. You know, my mom, my dad, they always took us to church. And then, right from when I was like 10, I was already doing stuff with the choir. You know, I started out as a conductor.
Wow.
You know, my sisters were in the choir already, but I couldn't. I was so little, my voice so
Was not
tiny.
developed
You know,
yet.
yeah. And then I'll be on the sides, and as the choir, they're doing their thing. So I'm like, I now notice like there's the three parts: the soprano, the alto, and the tenor. So I see the soprano go first, alto joins, tenor, and then everybody. So you see the way it was going. I'm now like where I was using my hand to just making fun.
Next.
Yeah, I was just making fun with it. And then one day the choir master said, "Oh yeah, come. You will no go there on the side. Come and join us." So they brought a little stool for me to be seen, so I could stand on top of it. And that was how I started, doing
Music.
being like a choir conductor.
Wow.
So that way I could now learn what parts is all about, like the soprano, the alto, the tenor, and then everybody singing together, and then in some part of the song with maybe they're performing at that time, the baritone, will come on, and then so that opened me up to knowing what parts in music is all about. And then from there, the drummer left, and then I started following up with the drums, and then from the drums, I started, doing a little bit of the keys until my pastor introduced me to, told me, because he always sees me come disturb his guardian and counseling session. So he was like, "What is this boy doing? What's this boy? Are you taking this serious? Is this what you want to do?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "Okay, I have a friend of mine. He just came back from the States. He's looking for young boys to train as musicians. He will take them to school, give them scholarships, and then after, doing all that, you come back and serve the company by working for the company as one of the lecturers or whatever." So I didn't even want to hear every part of it. So
Training.
So I went in, and he gave me the address. I went there. They saw me. They liked me. They asked me to show them what I could do, and then I went on the drums. I told him, because luckily for me, I came on their rehearsal day. So that was the first time of me seeing like a big band that had about 22 members. There's the horn sections, the strings, the pianos, and everything was just in full. They played high life, but their own interpretation of high life was, through jazz. So it was like a jazzy kind of high life. Yeah.
It was jazz music with maybe a little bit of the string guitar.
Yeah. So, and most times they didn't sing it. It was being played.
Just instrumentation.
Yeah. So that opened me up to, what, like the instruments properly. I served the company. I was there with them learning everything for like 13 years.
What? You served after learning to be a musician under the company.
No.
Whilst you were learning, you spent 13 years with them.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the importance of service before you become the boss.
If you want to stay in this game for a long time, you have to serve. The longer you serve, the better you be when you get in the game. Because if you don't get to serve, how are you going to know? Because serving will now, when I say serving, no means say make you go there, carry water, even though we do all that.
It's part of it too.
Yeah, but that time you just want to do whatever it takes to just, because I was living there. The man said, I can't live in my parents' house. That if I want to learn music properly, I have to live with them, because he wants us to wake up at a certain time. He wants us to start playing our instruments at a certain time. At a certain time, he wants us to, do everything. Everything was timed. You just can't wake up, and whatever you're gonna rehearse, play, is already there. It's written down. It's not. There's no listen and play.
You're following
Yeah,
the notes.
yes.
The musical notes.
Everything was. It was just music properly. You have to do it that way. So it's very, very important, because if you don't, like, how are you gonna also gain the skills and acquisition to to pull through? Because in the course of your career, one's career, there's different trends will come and go.
Yep.
But if you're well grounded, you will know how
foundation.
how to blend in and all that.
But how do you, because this is not the first time I'm hearing people talk about Flavour around real music, real musician. If it can't play on the keys, Flavor's not going to sing it. That's what they told me. They say if that tone doesn't go on the keys, Flavour is not singing with you.
Yeah.
And I heard that almost close to 17 years ago.
Yeah.
But in the Afrobeats industry where we did now,
Yeah.
where recording for a lot of artists is chop, chat, hey. Okay, I didn't hit the notes.
Yeah,
Please
yeah.
help me take it up a notch in there. How do you manage to function under this kind of industry now where a lot of people are not musically gifted?
Yeah.
How do you function in that world?
I mean, it could go both ways, cause two things. I'm into music because I see music as part of my life, and then seeing it.
Shay, turn it on. Oh yeah.
Seeing it as part of my life is also, me, and also I'm not just seeing it as part of my life. I also want to make career out of it, and make the cheddar.
The money.
Yeah, the money, because if that one no dey omo wahala dey. Wahala, serious wahala. But you still have to find a way to balance everything. Cause as a musician, you wanna do music for what it is. You want it to be a certain way. You want to feel it. You want all that. But nowadays, music is different, and that don't mean that it's still not music.
Yep.
So you have to find a way around it. I always told myself that at some point in my career, I had some difficulties, and the difficulties I had was I'm seeing everything just became so fast. Like, I see what the guys are doing, so I'm like, are you sure? Make I know, just go come small.
Make you join the
Make
lamb.
I just then some part of me was like, no. It could take time, but just stay where you are, and then there's what you can actually do where you are that you can still present.
Facts.
In that way these guys will be like,
Wow.
So if I have 3 top artists or 4 top musicians doing this kind of sound, and they're doing it so well, and I have my sound, which is the other way, but this is the level, when these guys come out, can I also present what I have? That's the most important thing.
Facts.
Just like in Africa, Afrobeat is popping.
Yep.
But that don't mean there are no
Other genres
that are not there.
Yep.
So it's now left for whoever, because everybody is rushing to that trending sound that
Yeah.
But I don't believe in that. I don't want us Africans to box ourselves into
just one
sound, because very soon we will be figured out. And if we're
figured, that's it.
And if we're figured out, what else we got? So whereas we have so many other genres that are top music, in terms of rumba, high life, makossa, so many of them, Fuji, So you see, like what Asake is doing, that's awesome.
Facts.
You know, like he's trying to, modernize the Fuji,
Fuji,
sound.
yeah.
Not actually modernize it, but
Just doing his own type, but he's still
but he's
pushing
still
Fuji.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys can be that way.
Facts.
What I'm doing is more like I'm a proper musician. I could do anything. I've had hits on R&B.
Yeah.
Oyina Tumo
Yeah.
with Tiwa Savage. I've had the dance hall hits, which is the One Baby. I've had the
High Life.
High Life, Afro. I've been everywhere. Gospel, name it. I've been everywhere. So now in 2019 to 20, just before COVID, I was almost getting tired of all that. I'm now telling myself, okay, go back to the culture sound, and then
That album is one of my favorite albums ever.
Yeah, so now bring a little bit of the Afro touch to it, and then it's just gonna go, and that's what I did. So I did it with Levels, I did it with Gedege, with Gary Gaga and Fino. I did it with Game Changer, Doings, all that. Yeah, so man. And I see it's working, cause it's a different kind of sound, and I see some other guys, some other artists, when they look at my sound, they can do it. They can. That's why I said I inspired me, because I was not just trying to be like this person. I could learn from the greats, but I have to find a way to structure, get a structure out of it, and making my own sound.
Do you, whenever because we usually talk in the game, like, oh yeah, these are the names pushing the culture, we're always mentioning certain names. Yeah. Do you feel a certain type of way when we as a culture don't mention your name in those conversations?
I don't. Trust me, I don't. Because what you guys are talking about mostly is Afrobeats.
But I'm not Afrobeats.
I'm not.
Talk
what I'm doing is African music. Yeah. Because when you talk, there's Fally Ipupa, there's other guys. Like, these guys mustn't be Afrobeats. So
facts.
Most times the media just talk about Afrobeats.
Yes, sir.
They're not talking about African music. If you talk about African music, of course you have to mention my name. You understand?
You don't go nowhere.
Yeah.
You gotta talk about Flavour. You have to talk about Fally Ipupa. You have to
Diamond. So many guys.
Yeah.
So you see, is like I always say this to the media. I say to them, I know Afrobeat is popping, and we're trying to, But I don't just think Afrobeat is popping. I think African music. Africa as a whole, not just the music.
I agree.
The culture, the fashion, everything about Africa is popping. We have to push all.
Facts.
We have to push Africa. But if we're pushing only Afrobeat, we're limiting ourselves.
Facts.
And very soon, it's almost time. You could see, it's almost time. Everybody is denying.
Do you know that?
I'm not this. I don't want to be,
Let me tell you something funny. My producer was asking me just before you came in, don't I feel a certain way that Afrobeats is kind of like quiet a little bit? And that was the second person that spoke to me about it in the last 48 hours. So I said to him, I've already devised what the problem is. The novelty is gone now. The fact that Afrobeats was a new thing where everybody was so excited. Now they've accepted that, okay, you are now part of the stable music genre. So now we want to see more. It's not just going to be hype and TikTok now.
Yeah.
It's time for music.
Good.
So if the music is not really good, the world is not going to respond.
Yeah.
And that's where we are. So it's not even that. It's now time for the real music from Africa to now step up.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we are now.
Sure.
Wow.
That's where we are. Because if we don't accept what is happening right now, we're going to lose out.
Facts.
We will, big time. So there's no two ways about it. It's just for us to accept the fact that we are Africans, and there's so much to Africa than just Afrobeats.
100%.
There's so much to African music than just Afrobeats.
100%.
Afrobeats is like a tip of the iceberg.
Facts.
Just a tip. There are so many sounds that needs to be discovered. And then the world is listening. It's time for Africa. Not just time for Afrobeats. It's time for African music. So we all need to come together and start pushing African music in general.
I think that definitely is something I'm going to take away from this.
Yeah.
And change my language because it's jealous. Now, two things. The way you've kept yourself looking like you're 18 years old.
Hey, I think I come on glasses.
All this time, my brother, how have you kept yourself fresh, young, fit? You're in every... Your audience is 80% women. We already know why. We don't need to, but you've been consistent about your brand, tip-top shape, incredible outfits. How have you done that? Do you have like a team, or is this just you and your own vision?
Well, first of all, blessings from the Most High for giving me, good gene.
Yeah. Shout out to mom and dad
Shout
as well.
out to mom and dad for making that happen.
Facts.
God used them to, present this Ibubedike to the world. And then on my own side of it, the work I have to do, because I believe if you're being blessed with something, you now have to, do something and work on it. Yeah, you have to work on it and, present it so it could be presentable, So I exercise a lot. I don't try to, think too much or take life too seriously. I just, people that are around me, people that know me very well know that Flavour no really send so many things. Even when there's so much going on, the heat is piling up and all, you still see him like come out. Sometimes they ask me, how do you do it? I say, because we have little time to live here.
Facts.
So why will I be stressing myself too much on things I cannot control? So I understand a lot about nature. I try to follow things as they come. I try as much as possible to maintain, don't joke with my peace of mind. I try as much as possible to be myself's best friend.
So you can enjoy your own company.
I don't put too much trust on people. At the same time, I trust, but I said not too much. I don't depend so much on people. I still have to depend, but not so much, because I understand everybody is a human being. You could meet them at their downtime. You could meet them at their okay time, and then tomorrow they have a downtime, and then they're going through something, and because you believe everything has to be about you, you're now thinking that this person is actually not okay, or something is wrong, or he's a human being, she's a human being. It just happens.
Facts.
So these things help me to build myself, believe so much in me, understand that nobody can help me but me. It starts and begins with me, because if I am feeling okay, wherever I go,
the energy will translate.
Will transmute ASAP. So that's just what I do.
You mentioned a very important phrase. Say peace of mind. Now, peace of mind is something that we associate with women a lot of times. Peace of mind. I just want peace. Do you understand? Now, Flavour Nabania is a ladies' man. So how do you maintain peace in the midst of these many incredible, beautiful, tantalizing, up to it ladies? How do you handle it?
One at a time. One at a time. Every day is a new day. You know. Yes, so one at a time. Every day is a new day. You take it as it comes. You can't be greedy. You know? One at a time.
One at a time.
Yeah, just like that.
Let me tell you something. Every time I post you on my page, every time, one of my female friends will just send your picture into my DM and say, "Is he single?" I say, "Go and comment it there." They don't want to out themselves. They will come. I say, "Is he single?" I say, "Comment, you see it. Don't DM me about it. You will see it there."
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, your performances, you are one of the most incredible performers that I've ever seen. So I'm talking the last 20 years.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You come onto the stage and the atmosphere absolutely changed. You were one of the few performers at Afro Nation this year. I left the stage. I told you to go into the audience to go and watch, because I didn't want to see you from the stage. I wanted to experience Flavour being a part of the audience when you came. And the minute you came out,
Bagam. Of your.
the place went crazy.
Yeah.
Live, how do you feel about live performances?
I think that's my terrain. That's my, my bedroom. I've always longed for it. About performing live, I started out strong, because when I finished service from my gas setup, I came back home. My mom never really wanted me to go there because she didn't understand what was going on. She didn't get it.
So it's like boys were just hanging out. Yeah.
Hanging out, they play bagara. Where when they play and they go, you don't understand. And also coupled with the fact that there's one of his brother relatives that said he's a musician.
It's just they live life.
Did his hair one kind and was doing all that for them. So later on, it didn't work out. So he was just so scared. Anytime you mention music or being a musician, but I always told her that I'm different. I will make her proud that she should just sit back, relax, and watch. And so when I left my Oga setup and came back home, she said, yeah, she's happy I'm back home, that I could follow her. She had this small stuff she was selling, earrings in a Obete market, known market in Enugu. He said, yeah, come and join me. There's so much you can do, this, that. There are other people you can learn this. I just said to myself, let me help my mom. I've been away from home. I left home when I was like 12, 13 years old. Wow. So when I came back around my early 20s, I came, and then I went to the market with her to see what she's doing. I help her carry stuff and all. It was difficult. I see she was struggling, and I didn't see myself in that environment. I helped her a little bit, but one day I came back home. I said, Mom, you try, but I don't see myself in this environment. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I have to go away. She said, but you're no more there. The company, they have moved to Port Harcourt. You said you don't want to go with them. Now you're back home. Why not stay? From there you go by, stay a little while, you do take jump, and then you can go into the university and start. I said that is in process, so that's ongoing. But I have to be doing something. I just can't wait. I have to, oil my shaft and all, so musically I'm going back. Like I wake up
because you're not doing anything.
I wake
you're
up
not
every
practicing.
day with music and all. Now I'm going to the market to do all this. It's not gonna work out for me. So We argued about it, but I just had to do me. I just had to leave. So when I left, the first place I went to was there was a place we used to play. It was O'Neill Plaza. It was a big entertainment center in Enugu. Everybody in Enugu will know this place, like old Enugu boys. I don't think it's there now. It's called O'Neill Plaza. It was in New Haven. There's a street they call New Haven in Enugu, and then it's a big place. People always come out there, top class, top of the top. Companies, managers, big guys.
Just come and chill.
To come and chill. And we used to play jazz every last Sunday of the month. So I started performing there with the company when I was I came in.
When you were with
around
them?
13, yeah. I used to play the drums, and everybody used to notice me. They say, there's this small boy on the drums. The boy is good. Some people will come spray me money, And then when I went back there, I said, I went to the office. I said, I want to see Oga. Say, okay. I came in. The man recognized me. Say, small boy, look at you. You're big now. I say, Oga, what of your Oga? Are you still with him? I say, no, they are in Port Harcourt now, and I'm back. I stayed back in Enugu. My parents didn't want me to go to Port Harcourt with them. He said, okay, so what are you doing now? I said, Oga, here say you get banned. I want to, can I join the band, and work for you that way, I just see this place as a place I used to come. And he said, I have a full band already, but you're very good. I just want you to stay. I will employ you. I'll pay you 5,000 naira every month.
That's less than that's less than £3.
Yeah. So I'll pay you 5,000 naira every month. You play Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You guys make spray money. You share it into 3. 1 for the company, the other one for the guest artist on stage, because I don't pay them. It's what they get. They go with. So you are the band. So then the third one, the band will share. The band is made of 5 people. So I'm gonna be the 6th guy. So the band members, they didn't know me. Some of them came from Warri, some Port Harcourt, some musician lifestyle.
Traveling.
Yeah. So it was a great band. So when I came in, even though I'm so good, they didn't know. I was just on the corner, just watching, waiting for my time. Oga just employed me. I'll not chase out.
Just come in there,
chase out the drummer there. The guys too, they even send. The guy they send me. Just they look me one kind eye like a boy, and they watch you. They say they play one kind thing, but you go calm down. So I'll just, if they spray money, just to feel part of the group, I'll pick with the money.
Do something.
Just do something, and then it was just too quiet. I went to my hood. I brought these 2 conga, just put it together and just stayed on the side. So to join the band, and then I put my microphone, and any artist that is singing, I'm backing. So now that way, I started doing proper backups, because back when I was with my guy in the company, it was just instrumentals. They had singers, but the major play was instrumental. So. And I used to write parts, vocal, they share the parts for them, so playing with the band in O'Neill is a different experience. It's a street experience, because now we start playing at 8 p.m. until 3 a.m.
6.
And then, no be small thing, and then you're going to be paid 5,000
a month.
So you will do everything in this life
to get sprayed.
To get spray money. Everything in this life to get spray money. So I see what the guest artists that came, they were doing. One will come and say, Omo, time no day, make we pursue them on time. Give me this sound. This one will use reggae. He's a reggae singer. He would be singing One Love and all that. He would add some freestyles to it. Hello, baby, you were sitting down there looking so fine. Now, tell me how you want, so you can see, so I'm like seeing this is the connection between the singer and,
the audience.
The audience at that level, And it was just a pretty good place. It's not really that big, but it was just decent, like stage and the people.
That was the learning part.
Yeah.
So now that you've now gotten on the big stages and you're connecting with the audience, it's almost the same thing.
Yeah.
That you're connecting with one person, you're doing it to everybody.
A larger scale, yeah.
Speaking about that, you had your back-to-back shows in London last year. A round of applause for that, please. And this year, the 25th of August, 2024, London, OVO Arena, watches a king on stage. What can people expect from this amazing show?
Hey, we are ready. London, we are ready. The young man your mother warned you about is here in town. The epitome of elegance and sensuality.
Facts.
Is here. Get ready, because I want to draw you guys again back to my cocoon.
Facts.
And I'm ready, fully prepared. I know what to expect. I know the fans, they want to be entertained. If they hear Flavour, they want to come and have a good time. They want to feel culture. They want to feel African music, like I always say,
Yep.
And I'm up for it. And I want to give them a different experience in a larger place like the OVO Arena. And I can't wait. The band is coming in tomorrow. And in like 2 days' time, we start rehearsals and all. So I decided to come early, to go around, feel the place, feel the energy, and get pumped up,
before you jump on stage.
Yes, so.
I'm going to come to your rehearsals. At rehearsals, I'm going to speak about specific music, songs, so that we can get a blend of you in rehearsals with that energy and you speaking about those songs, because I already have a few stories in my mind that you shared with me privately.
Yeah.
But I know that when we're in rehearsals, you'll be able to share this with the people as well.
Yeah.
So this is part 1. The rehearsal space will be part 2.
Yes, so.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Afrobeats podcast, and in the room, please give it up for my special guest, the king all the way from East Nigeria, Flavour Nabanya! Listen, man. We don't say it enough. I appreciate you for everything you do, for your stance on the culture, for your consistency with your art, for your pride in your tribe and your culture.
Yeah.
It's something that we all learn from, and everybody has to take that part.
Can I open this?
Listen, there's no pop it straight away. So, bam.
Bagam.
So, to you, my brother,
I like it.
thank you.
I had it yesterday.
I saw. I was, one of my friends, Fino's manager, he DM'd me. He was like, yo, Flavour don't reach London. I said, Flavour, the masquerade don't touch down.
Yes,
and that's the pride from everybody. Feels a sense when you enter the room. They just have that pride. And it's a very unique, I don't think it's a skill. I just think it's a gift.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you for that. And thank you for always carrying yourself with so much grace.
Thanks, man.
In this very loud market.
And also, thank you for what you're doing, because I follow you. I see what you're doing for the culture. You're always there for everybody.
Yes, sir.
Not just one person.
Yeah.
But you're there for everybody. Once the person is out and pushing, You want to show your support. You've always supported me. I've never for one day said, bro, see, take this one or do this one, but you're just doing it because of the love you have for
Facts.
for the craft and for what African music stands for. So from my own self and the team, we also want to thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you so much,
And
bro.
this is not the I met you long time ago.
I have a video that I will post almost 14 years ago.
Yes, so you not be today,
No be today.
you too,
No be today.
and you the keeper.
So they try. Hey, Bubedike.
Organic.